Hello everyone, I'm Nonye. Welcome to my channel, Chats with Nonye. As matured people, do we ever ask ourselves some questions? Who said we cannot be vulnerable with our partners? Which law states that evidences needs to be kept or compiled in the course of your marriage? I believe before you say I do to somebody, before you say I will marry you, I want to believe that you guys have had a reasonable kind of relationship for a couple of months. I'm not talking about the likes of Regina Daniel and the rest that arranged marriage, transactional marriage, or for whatever reason they got married within weeks. But I'm talking about the proper relationship. A man meeting a woman, liking her, asking her out, and the relationship grows. I want to believe that to an extent, for you to accept being the person's partner, there's some certain qualities you saw in the person. Now, we are human. There's nothing like the person changed in the course of time. Nobody just changed in the course of time. Everybody had a trait inside of them. It's just that fine, when you're dating or courting someone, most likely the person will hide those things simply for whatever reason. Now, when you're not married to the person is now used to you, the person is comfortable with you, then that is when those traits starts coming out, because the person feels, yeah, I'm home. So now, in the course of this person exhibiting their true nature that you never saw, and it doesn't sit well with you, now that is marriage. You are coming from a different place. This person is coming from a different place. And you met. Fine. There's some things that are kind of difficult to tolerate, accommodate, in the course of your marriage. The one that you can adjust to, you adjust to. The one that can be thrown out of the window, be thrown out of the window. But then, does it now mean that you keep compiling evidence upon evidence? So does it now mean that you getting married to this person from the beginning, you were aiming at something negative? You already know that this marriage is not going to work, so you went into the marriage simply because you have an aim. Because without that, I don't see any reason why you hear people after being married for some time, they say that, because he was cheating on me, she was doing this, he was doing that. Let's still bring Regina Daniel and her husband to this. The man said he has proof, he has evidences of everything that she's been doing, and she coming to say yes, she has proof, she has evidence of you all saw that she's doing. Really, what kind of marriage is that? That's why I asked my question, why can't we be vulnerable? Why can't I be free? Why can't I be myself with my partner without looking over my shoulder? One woman I appreciate deeply is May Edochie. When her marriage collapsed, she jejely carried her bag and left without any drama. In fact, nobody would have known anything if not that Yon and Judy came out and were like flaunting and stuff. Like nobody, even up to this very moment, she will talk about every other thing. She rarely talks about what happened, really, because I believe she has actually sat down and told herself the truth When she met her man, nobody was there. When she said, "Oh, I was going to marry," yes, not now whereby you want to ask her, "Okay, will you marry me?" You have um cameramen, video, and everything. No, I'm sure it was done in a very quiet and unexpected place. And while they were going through their ups and downs in their marriage, nobody knew. I'm sure these are things she put together and told herself, then why do I need to say something? I saw this man, I loved him, and I was willing to go on this journey with him. But at this point, whatever it is that he's bringing to the table does not sit well with me. I can go. I owe nobody any explanation. That is my point. Whereas you see people, fine, I understand when you're going through divorce, separation, emotions are flying everywhere, and I understand that part. But while your emotions are flying, especially in a home where you have children involved, and you now decide to say, you know what, let me bring myself to social media and start telling the world what is happening behind closed doors. You don't really know that it's more like you coming to a community space and you're telling the whole world what is happening. That is what social media is. Community, the whole world. I know internet never forgets. Take for example, when you take a picture on Facebook and you post it, today being the 30th of November, next year November 30th, Facebook will bring back that same picture. That is how the internet works. It does not forget. So why will you now bring your family problem, your family challenge, your family fight to the public in the open? And people replying, people giving you advice. You don't know what those ones are going through in their home fronts. They will sit behind their devices, type, and say all sorts. Are, are those people worth that validation you're looking for? Are they worth it? When you met your husband, were they there? Did they choose him for you? Did you come to the internet and say that my people, I'm dating this man and he said he wants to marry me. Should I marry him? Or I'm dating this woman and I want to marry her. Should I marry her? They don't know who she is. Neither do they know who he is. You are the one that went into the marriage. You are the one that at the end of the day got tired for whatever reason of the marriage. You should be the same person to live peacefully without any drama. Fine, there will be a need to, especially when the children are involved, like I said earlier, custody battles and all what's not. But at the end of the day, you don't still need to bring it to the public space. You don't need it. Your family members are more than enough. They are more than enough. Now, why I said you don't need to bring it to the public space is simply because your children, when they are of age and they now have a Facebook page or whatever, and it pops up, how do you think they would feel? Especially the messy ones, the messy divorce case, the allegations lying everywhere. How do you think they will feel? Whatever we do in life, even in marriage, we need to consider our children. Yes, we are adults. Yes, when you're angry, you say all sorts and stuff like that. Yes, it happens. But my stake is, while you're busy saying all sorts, when you're having that moment with your partner, you're having that normal lovers quarrel and stuff like that. It's just between the two of you. Say whatever it is that you want to say. Now it's now a different level, a different ball game when you now come on the internet, on social media, and you're typing. That's a different level entirely. You can't erase it. You can't. You can't erase it. So marriage, I believe, should not be transactional. It shouldn't be, because it's a life commitment. So I don't see any reason why one should not be vulnerable with their partner, with someone you say you love, someone you say you're comfortable being around with. So why in God's name won't you be vulnerable with that person? Why won't the person know you, the total you, the everything about you? Why you're being vulnerable, the person can vouch for you. I believe that's the essence of being married or being in a relationship. The person can vouch for you because the person knows everything, your weakness, your strength, everything about you. While you're being vulnerable with your partner, somebody will not just come in and say nothing about you or about your partner. It will not hold water because the person knows you. But when you go into a marriage, having it at the back of your mind that this is just transactional, you want to be piling evidence. A lot of mistakes that needs to be overlooked will now be popping up. You will now start reading unnecessary meaning to it. You will not even know the person you're married to. Your marriage is more like a ticking time bomb because you went inside with the aim of, I want to be noting down every wrong she does, every wrong he does, so that in case, so it breaks my heart when I see married people going their separate ways and you hear them say, oh, I have proof of this, especially your intimate moments. For whatever reason I don't subscribe to, you have to do a video of such time and you now hold it as an evidence that, hey, if anything happens, I will post it out there. Why? To what end? What's the ideology behind it? It's really messy. It's very messy, really. And I ask myself this question, then why get married? Why have a partner? Why don't you just do your stuff, be you, without having any form of commitment? I guess it's something worth thinking about. It's something worth talking about. Because I'm sorry, I'm going to go back a bit. When our mothers then, getting married and everything, marriage is it's like an institution whereby the man protects his home, covers the shame, the embarrassment, the everything. The woman does the same. They cover each other. But now it's not like that. Now it's more like, hold yourself, let me hold myself. Now it's like when I come to social media, I have followers that would, back me up, those that would cheer me up. But you forget that if any little thing, these same people will take a walk. So why bring them into your private life? Why bring them into your private life? Social media has been abused seriously for the wrong reasons. For the completely wrong reasons. And like I said, this is not a platform for such. It's not a platform to resolve or dissolve misunderstanding. It's not, because you don't even know those that are typing. You don't know their intent. You don't know what they are going through. Many a times you hear people give you advice and stuff like that. Those are wishful advice, things that they want for themselves that they cannot achieve. So we need to sit down and think about this. Being vulnerable with our partners, and stop all this act of keeping evidence. We have nothing to prove to anybody. Absolutely nothing. I don't pray for anybody to go into a marriage whereby at the end of the day you take a walk. But if it happens, it is best for you to just do that quietly without any drama. Kudos to me, Edochie, and some women like her that chose the quiet way out, because they know they had a life before marriage and their life will still continue after marriage without any external support. So please, for as many of us that are still married and are in the act of compiling evidence, I would like us to have a rethink about that. And for those of you that are yet to get married, ask yourself one question: why am I going on this journey with this person? I guess if you were able to answer that question genuinely, truthfully, then you will be able to know if it is what's going on that journey. I would like to hear your thoughts down in the comment section. Please like, subscribe. Let me know. Being vulnerable with your partner, how important is it? Is it necessary? Thank you very much. And this is Chat with Nonye. Bye.